It's the purple shirt. It reminds me of Scrubs. I don't know. It's freaky. Where's your shirt?
Purple, huh?
It's prune color. Okay, you're prune.
Yeah.
All right, here you go. Get to work, ladies and gentlemen.
This man. Oh. This man.
Yeah, I've been getting it.
Do you give us a third one? Can you give us a third one? Did you just? I'm busy.
Sure.
Thanks. There's 20 papers.
Put your phones away, please. This is the last time I will ask. The next time they will go in the box, or you can take it down to the principal's office. It will be your choice.
It's TX, but I don't know what the guy's name is. I only found a bunch of alpha.
I want to make it illegible. I still want to write it wrong. Wait. Does it really matter? Just a little bit. It's 10.
Oh. Thank you, Declan. Could be more specific. It's baby.
Because it's the only man that knows that needs.
Why is there so many bundles?
Wait, so are these names of actual elements?
These are, well, there's an actual element spot where the name of the element that you figure out is going. So this is similar to your test. Where you have to figure out what element you're placing off of the yellow sheet, and then where you're placing it of the 50 elements on the periodic table.
Yeah.
What's the N? Oh, okay, elemental.
Wait, I just have any of these.
Stuff. Heisenberg. No. Dude, graduation was so sad.
Yes.
So,
But I'm gonna try and correct what I'm gonna say.
Anytime I can come over and do nothing, you let me know.
sounds
Oh,
good.
the one where was it nice?
Yeah, it got me back a whole bunch of stuff.
Oh.
I don't know which one of these are wrong, but one of them is.
What's the bundle like?
At least one of them is wrong.
Yeah, I know, I realized that, yeah, put two options.
No.
Is that what it means wrong?
Yeah.
So what's endo neck and extra neck? What? X other neck. I'm splitting it up into 3 things.
Oh.
There's thermic dot.
It's the.
Here's
Oh,
your
yeah,
one
like, they're
sheet.
not one of those downloads, like little options.
Bless you.
Should I ask Mr. Grant?
Okay.
I guess.
Didn't think that much.
Mr. Brand,
Oh.
what's the definition for endo, right, or whatever, and exo?
Endothermic,
Oh.
exos.
Endothermic is when energy goes into a reaction. Exothermic is when energy exits a reaction.
Because I thought it sounded familiar.
I like it.
Wait, what's the definition for glue?
For number 4.
There's like a
Light energy.
chemical
What's
reaction,
the third?
or just anything, I
element?
guess.
Number 4 would not be bad.
Like the
Or-
name of it?
Yeah, yeah,
Mhm.
it's in the definition of reaction.
The end.
Oh,
It's
Infrared,
this alkali earth dispersed ionization energy.
because it's with the frequency just lower than that.
Actually, it's actually
I think so. Maybe one here. Frequency is low on this.
Can I just
increase.
knock
It jumps
Oh.
with the light.
I didn't lose it. No, that is the highest. Yeah, it's highest ionization energy.
yeah.
The highest ionization was as it.
And it's
What's the highest
give it up,
ionization?
it will become stable.
Never heard of it.
It's not
Kind
going
of
to
all
be.
for
If any
Sure,
piece
but
of
definitely
1%
just
stable,
this.
they want
Is that
stable.
normal?
So they're not going to put a lot of energy into resisting it. I'm just all on mine right now. Period wise, it's mostly just the higher you go. Fun fact, there is another new hardware that is included. You've completely forgotten about a column. No. You've literally gone in between the two of them with chlorine.
It's like the homo
It's in
stuff.
between hydrogen and chlorine.
Oh, okay, sure. You know, I could say that, but
Yeah,
it's the
like,
homogeneous
in
stuff.
between and it is.
But I say homo, yeah.
I'm trying to help out. Consider here to here,
So, for this has to be
using the shortest path.
I think so.
Well, yeah, now that is a category. Fun fact, ionization energy does take place with noble gases. Because you can't remove one from noble gases.
I missed
Yeah,
that.
they're stable. That's why they resist it so much. Is because they already are stable and they don't want to lose one.
What's the type of mixture with a definite ratio? That one here?
Yeah.
Oh,
Wait, what is the?
homogeneous is definite ratio. Heterogeneous is non-definite ratio.
It'll just be the easiest way to do it.
And they're both mixtures.
Yeah, that's the first problem. You know you're both in the same period.
Oh, okay.
You? It's right. I don't need my spot.
But I put it in there.
Well, that's
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So what happened?
Yeah.
This man-made element is 1 electron short of being stable, and is named for the scientist who discovered most of the alkali metals. Who is the scientist? Davey. What element is 1 electron short of being stable and man-made? Tennessee. Man-made ones are down here. This is 1 short of being stable. That's where you would put Davey. Question. This 5th period element named for a bundle of light energy. Bundle of light energy. Photon. Is isoelectric to the +2 ion named for the element named for a bundle of electromagnetic energy. Bundle of electromagnetic energy. Quantum. Second period element named for a bundle of light energy is isoelectric. So if second period, if it's isoelectric to some other element, it has to be where? This fifth period element named for a bundle of light energy is isoelectric to another +2 ion.
So it has to be, wouldn't that be in the noble gas?
Has to be a noble gas. Fifth period noble gas, ladies and gentlemen, xenon. So that is where photon would go. Where does, go ahead.
How do you know it's like it doesn't go on the other side? It's isoelectric.
Well, because it said is isoelectric to the +2 ion.
Oh, okay.
So since the other one is the +2, that one has to be the noble gas. So a quantum, a bundle of electromagnetic energy, +2 ion, isoelectric to what we just said, which was photon in the spot of xenon, where would quantum go?
56.
Where element 56 is, because when that loses 2 electrons, it will look just like xenon or 54. Questions? Excellent. This alkali metal, or alkali earth metals, last electrons are in the N energy level and is named after the form of EMR with a frequency just lower than that of visible light. What has a frequency just lower than that of visible light? Infrared. So where does it go? Where? Over here? Nope, because that's not an alkali earth metal. Where are the alkali earth metals?
First column.
The first column, the first group. When is the last, or when will the last electrons be in the N energy level?
Fourth period.
So fourth period, first group. That is where
Earth metals?
alkali
metals, okay, yeah.
earth metals go right there. Goes right there. So that is where infrared would go. The element named for a type of mixture with a definite ratio has the highest ionization energy of all. Helium. So homogeneous would go where helium is. Element named for a unit of frequency. Hertz. Stable man-made element. OG, because these are the man-made. This would be stable because it's in the noble gases. Questions, ladies and gentlemen?
What's the name for the second last one?
The type of mixture with a definite ratio?
Yeah.
Homogeneous. Other questions? I need the last 20 minutes to go over the answer. You have until then, ladies and gentlemen. Go to work.
Yeah, he is the second sub. What's the third sub level, but it's
Now what?
he is
Yeah.
subsidiary level, right? Subsidiary number. It's a subsidiary number. I made sure.
Wait, sorry.
What are you doing?
No, wait, what? How are you doing that to button?
I don't know what that is. I've never done it before.
So, ladies and gentlemen, A is a fifth period alkali metal. Again, if you get these wrong, ladies and gentlemen, this is going to kill you. Fifth period alkali metal. Fifth period alkali metals, you better know where that is. That is right here, ladies and gentlemen. That is an eraser.
True.
Right there. Okay? B is the third period halogen. There you go. C is a fourth period noble gas. Boom. D is a second period alkaline earth metal. E is a third period metalloid that is considered to be a metal. That means it's touching the line and it is on the left-hand side. F is a sixth period element that can have a +4 or -4 charge. Sixth period, +4, -4 is group 14. G is in the same period as the subsidiary number of a d orbital. What is the subsidiary number of a d orbital? 2. And it has a -2 charge. That is group 16. So I'm placing G there. H is a seventh period element with the same number of valence electrons as there are d orbitals. How many d orbitals?
7.
Hi.
Okay, well, we got a lot of choices. How about we get a right one?
5.
5, because there are 10 d electrons. So the number of orbitals is always half of the total electrons. All right, let's see if we can get on a 1 in a row streak again. G -2 is isoelectric to I.
218.
I goes in 218 because G is already placed. So when you do an isoelectric to the -2, that is I. J is an inert gas that is man-made. Bottom right. K has the highest ionization energy. L is the most reactive metal. M is sometimes considered to be a family by itself, but it can act as both a metal and a non-metal, where hydrogen is. N and O react with water to form a base. Both are in the period that is the same as the number of orientations of a p orbital. How many orientations? 3 orientations of a p. N has a larger covalent radius, so it goes first, followed by O. Hopefully L will go there and we can have no L. Nope, L's already placed. Dang it. All right. T is in the same family as F, so it's somewhere here with F. And it has electrons in the F orbital. Where are the only places you have electrons in the F orbital? 6th and 7th, so T has to go there. P, Q, R, and S are all in the same family as F. So they're in these 4 spots. R and S are the nonmetals, which means that P and Q are the metals. R is a better insulator. Goes higher, S goes below. P is a better conductor than Q, so P goes on the bottom, Q goes on the top. Question. U and W are both in the same period, and neither has electrons in a d orbital. When do the d's start? In the 4th, so it's got to be somewhere in the first 3. So they're both in the same period. They are both sp3 hybrid with M. U is bent. What family has a bent geometry? 16, the oxygen family. And W is trigonal planar, which is the nitrogen family right there. V is the second period element that forms an unstable trigonal planar molecule when bonded with M. That means that has to be where boron is. X is in the same period as Q and combines with Q to form a tetrahedral molecule. Now, a lot of people know that Q is the tetrahedral because of the fact that it is in group 14, but you forget that it can be with either hydrogen or any other halogen. So you're placing the halogen X in group 17. Y is an alkali metal, first family. In the same period as the maximum number of electrons that can fill any single orbital. How many electrons can fill any single orbital? 2. Z is an inert gas. It has electrons in D's but not F's. So it's got to be under C because this is where D's are, but F's start in the 6th. AA is in the same period as the number of electrons that could fill a p sublevel. 6. And it has the same number of valence electrons. So 6, 2, 4, 6. Okay. If AA underwent alpha decay, the resulting element would be BB and 2 alpha particles. So how many places back do we go if we lose 2 alpha particles? Because we would go back 2 places for each 1 alpha particle. Since we lost 2, we go back 4 places. It would form, if it were to undergo beta decay, it would form CC and 1 beta particle, which means CC is just to the right. DD and EE are both 4th period elements, somewhere in here. DDCC and EECC3 are stable compounds. So to be DDCC, CC has a charge of -1. What does DD have to have? +1. So DD has to go here. But if we do EECC3, now instead of a charge of -1, what does this CC have? A charge of what? -3, which means this EE must be +3. So that goes right there, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Oops. All right. FF and GG are next to each other on the periodic table, but differ by 11 in their atomic numbers. Okay, the only place left for that is in the 5th period here. Yes.
I didn't think CC was in 617.
Yes, it is. We could argue about it, but I'm right.
Yeah.
Okay. FF has a larger atomic radius. So FF needs to go here. GG needs to go here. HH and II are next to each other on the periodic table, but differ by 25 in their atomic numbers. HH is more metallic. The only place that can be is here in group 7, in period 17. So HH goes there, II goes there. JJ is in the same family as U and is man-made. So here's U, so JJ has to go on the bottom here where it can be man-made. KK and LL are in the same family as U. KK is more electronegative. What happens to electronegativity as you go down? It decreases. So KK goes on the top, LL goes on the bottom. Okay? MM and NN are both in the 4th period. The ionic radius of MM is larger than that of NN. So if they're both in the 4th period, one has to be a metal, one has to be a non-metal. The larger ionic radius is the one that is the non-metal. OO and PP are both 2nd period elements. OO has a higher ionization energy, so it goes 2nd. QQ and RR are both 5th period elements. QQ has a larger atomic radius but a smaller ionic radius. Okay, smaller ionic radius means that it has to be the metal. RR has to be the non-metal. SS is isoelectric to J. J is here, so it goes here, and it's SS -1, by the way. TT and UU can exist as single stable atoms. Ooh. TT is naturally radioactive, so TT goes down here. UU goes up here. By the way, the noble gases are a pretty easy family to identify because all their clues will talk about being stable, inert, monatomic, something like that. Okay? WW is found by the electrolysis of salt and does not occur freely in nature. All right. So a salt, the most common salt is NaCl. This is a halogen in group 17. This salt either comes from group 1 or 2. Okay, the only spot left is in group 1 where Na goes, so that is where WW has to go. XX is more malleable than YY, so XX has to be first, YY has to be second. Questions? Any other questions? Any questions? Good. Tomorrow I'll give you the third and final practice table. I'm going to give you a suggestion, ladies and gentlemen. You do not have to do it, but my suggestion would be that when you do this next one, you try to do it on your own. Because that's what it's going to be on Friday when you are taking the test. So, questions?